Good day, fellas. I hope you are ready for your daily dose of skill. And today we are going to play with... Fellas, I knew you were happy to see me, but that happy? I did not expect that. So, what is the tank? It is AC4 experimental, which is tier 6 British medium tank, premium one obviously. And speaking about the gun, this vehicle has a pretty damn nice gun. Look at this. 150 alpha damage is kind of meh for a tier 6. There is better guns, but penetration with a standard rounds 171 and shell velocity of close to 900 meters per second. And after that we have the 239 millimeters of penetration and 1100 shell velocity. You can call me dirty, fellas, but this is looking pretty good speaking for a tier 6 shitter gun. It is not bad whatsoever. Now, the tank's supposed to be very quick, at least on the paper. It has like 60 kilometers per hour. Well, reality is not the case. The horsepower to weight ratio is pretty horrible if you would ask me, right? So you cannot expect to reach maximum speed instantly, right? It is not how the things are looking like. Although what you have with this tank, you have a nice top speed, right? So that means you can escape easily when you are running from the Kempinovka hill or something, right? But acceleration is definitely a problem, and this needs to be said. Other than that, armor wise, this tank is what armor, if you know what I mean, right? You don't really have armor, and the gun depression wise, if I'm not mistaken, it is -6 or -10, which is not bad, but it is not excellent. Okay, so when we said absolutely everything about the tank, what we can do now? Now we need to pay a humongous attention at the Mr. Boogie who is playing here, right? And in the same time, we need to try to eliminate every single enemy who is doing some silly peaks, right? And there is plenty of mistakes. All we need to do, we need to open our eyes. I do not want to play aggressively yet. It is not the time. Whenever our IS will reach this position and he will pretty much eliminate Boogie from the game, we can go in front. Okay, look, we can go in front. Hopefully we can go in front. So many HP lost. That's fine. We are going to have a bit different angle at this point. At this point, we are going to take this position, and hopefully we can eliminate Chinu and we can eliminate Ikea, right? That's what we are aiming for. I see that Donut sitting here, or shitbug, however you would call this, but to be fair with you, I don't really think he is going to react into situation properly, so I am feeling relatively fine. And in fact, I still think he is still in the same position. Shitbug, could you please die? No, can someone hit the shitbug? This is the question. We are having a very, I repeat, very nice position here. Believe me, where we are playing, it is not bad whatsoever. We can and we will make sure enemies will regret their life choices. Now, look at this. We have a very good assisting damage, over 1000 assisting damage, although we have only 600 damage dealt, but that's okay. It doesn't really change anything too much for us. It is still all and all going to be the game over 2000, and this is not bad situation whatsoever for us. Now, how you could make this tank a little bit agile? If you would get rid of the ventilation, right? I am running ventilation, rammer, and optics, and if you would use the turbocharger, or maybe you can get rid of the optics if you have very skilled crew, and then you can be fast and in the same time have a decent gun handling as well, right? So, Excalibur, how are you doing? Beautiful. We are trying to craft a nice angle for Excalibur, but unfortunately for him, he met the Russian 1-2-44. So, yeah, unlucky, my man. Unlucky. That was full HP ammo rack. Yikes. Okay, so 2 tanks left, IS and T-29. Obviously, in my best interest, it is to join battle as soon as possible and get couple of extra shots. Now, once again, it is very important thing to highlight. Don't be tricked by the speed on the paper. Speed on the paper means absolutely nothing, because this tank on the paper has, let's say, 60 kilometers per hour, but on the flat ground you are going maximum 40. You are not going faster than this. So this is very, very worth a thing to highlight, fellas. So that's what I am saying. Do not trust simply don't trust the paper in the world of tanks. You just can't do that, right? Meanwhile, we are taking our time to aim and he is dead. Okay, so what do we have? We have pretty much 2.1 thousand combined. Not horrible. It could be a bit better, but it is how it is. Meanwhile, that was the first game, and while we are waiting for a scoreboard, I know for a fact we are already having the crew set up on the medium tanks, light tanks, and tank destroyers in the index page, so feel free to check it out. Obviously, you can see more things. For example, you can see the equipment setup, ace values, mark of excellence values, obviously field modifications, and good stuff like this, so feel free to check it out, fellas. So, the score. Pretty much 1000 damage, just a bit shy of 1000 damage and 1.1 thousand assisting damage. Not bad whatsoever, fellas. We can't complain that much, and we made 36,000 profits. So that's nice. What we are going to do now, we are going to replace them ventilation for turbo. I want to show you, is it going to be a bit quicker speaking about acceleration or not, or maybe Grousers are a bit better choice. So without further ado, let's go for round number 2. And we are back with round number 2. So what do we have? We have a Kharkov standard battle, and we have matchmaking against the tier 7s and tier 5. So we are mid tiers. It is not that bad whatsoever. Okay. I do not want to play on the flat ground. I don't really think it is worth it, so I am not going to play in the medium line. Now, with a turbo, fellas, this tank is still quite slow. You can say whatever you want. Yeah, sure, it is going above 40 kilometers per hour, but it is still relatively slow overall. Is it better than without turbo? Oh yes, absolutely, 100%. As you can see, you are even speeding up to 45 kilometers per hour, and you are a bit more agile. But keep this in mind, you are losing a bit of the gun handling and a bit of the DPM. So this is the price you are paying with this vehicle. Is it good price to pay? Well, you tell me. Speed overall in the world of tanks is very, very important part, okay? Without speed, you are feeling like a meatball in many, many situations. And it is a fact. But in the same time, if your gun handling is not there, if your gun handling is not existing, you can have as much speed as you want, but you are not going to hit anything. And this is very important thing to say, fellas. And this is very important thing to say. Okay, I don't want to be aggressive here. I truly do not think it is worth it. So what we are doing instead I am trying to figure out how to join our team and how to make a bit of pressure. We have O Experimental who gives 0 Fs given. He is just making pressure in front while yelling gold noobs in the chat. But you know, this is his style, fellas, and this is what he is doing with a big smile on his face. Meanwhile, Pavlak tank dead, beautiful, and at this point we can get involved, I believe so. Okay, let's make pressure. I know about the sniper Schnitzel sitting here in the back, and as you can see, our cover 85, he is taking one for the team. Who is sniping at him? This is a great question. I would say they have IKEA. I would say IKEA is sniping from this bush right there. I don't really think there is any other gun who could hit him for 200 damage, right? Tiger P, I am wrong, fellas. I repeat, I am wrong. Tiger P is sniping. Okay, let's aim for his ammo rack. Yeah, the gun handling with this setup is definitely way worse than it is with ventilation. And in this situation, I honestly think ventilation is a bit better than turbocharger. I know we have some turbo fans here, I know that. I have no doubts whatsoever, but in the same time, in the end of the day, I believe everything is depending on your taste. And once again, look at this gun handling. It is looking pretty horrible, honestly. Considering what kind of alpha damage this vehicle has, to not be able to hit your shots from the 350 meters distance, this is a big fat yikes. And in this game, fellas, look at this. Skill, it is a bad game. Absolutely, it is a bad game, fellas. We have done only 2 shots, but look, there is nothing else for us to do. We cannot lead the charge with a tank like AC4 Experimental. You cannot be in front against the tier 7s in the city map. It's just simply not worth it for you, at least in my humble opinion. And this is the score which we have. Quite sad, but once again, we need to accept this and we need to hope for a better battle next time. That was a hard game, fellas. I have a feeling OI Experimental was MVP compared to our performance. Look at this. OI Experimental, he did 500 damage and we did only 300. Yeah, World of Tanks in nowadays. 3 minutes battle, fellas. Okay, better luck next time. Meanwhile, we are changing the turbo for additional Grousers. I want to see how fast the tank is building speed, okay? Let's check it out. We are not going to lose anything while doing so, and let's teleport into the round number 3. And we are back with the round number 3, and fellas, if in this game we are not going to get like 3000, then a hashtag never lucky. Look, we're using Grousers, so with the Grousers we should build speed a bit quicker, and we should be able to go maybe even a bit quicker than 46 kilometers per hour. And look at this, fellas. Grousers, they are giving you opportunity to accelerate a bit quicker, as you can see yourself, and Grousers can work better than turbocharger on some vehicles. I know this is looking very, very weird and crazy in the same time, but this is how this equipment setup is looking like, and in the same time I think Grousers might be one of the more underrated equipments, and I have a feeling we are going to relook quite a bit of tanks, right? And we will add some Grousers to the build. So honestly, on AC4 Experimental, I think, once again, I want to believe Grousers are a bit better than turbo. So if you really want to be quicker, you don't like ventilation build, go for Grousers. Okay, Esterva in the side, that's nice. And at this point, fellas, we are just slaughtering. At this point, this gentleman cannot do absolutely anything, and we are going to make sure he is going to be happy. Meanwhile, Matilda and M4 and probably some sniper schnitzels from here. I am going for a blind shot, and oh boys, I thought so they are having the sniper schnitzel here. That's okay, not a big deal. Even though we lost quite a bit of the hit points, it's not changing anything that much for us. Meanwhile, we are fighting against the T-34-85M, so we need to load the APCRs. This tank is very dangerous, fellas. I'm telling you, T-34-85 is one of the better tanks out there, so I need to shoot a couple of APCRs towards this gentleman, and he is doomed. Very nice. At this point, we need to get involved. At this point, we need to save for T-34. Hello, and he is dead. Such a beautiful start, fellas. 1.1 thousand damage, 200 assisting damage. That was beautiful. Okay, meanwhile, we found the tier 5 here. We are saying hello for him. He's not very happy about this, but no one is blaming him for that. And at this point, I think we are going to make even more pressure. We are moving together with our Super Hellcat, and if the things will go well, we should be able to eliminate this guy like there is no tomorrow. So, hello Mr. Tier 5, how are you doing? I think I'm reloading quicker than him. Let's go for a nice roll. Nice roll indeed, beautiful. And our Starva is taking one for the team from the T-67. That's okay. T-67 is very dangerous tank, but I think we are completely fine. We don't need to worry about him whatsoever. Plus on top of that, I have a feeling if we will make pressure like this, I have a feeling we can cut the T-78, and in the same time we can eliminate enemy Arta. Speaking of the Arta is trying to run for his life, but obviously he is not going to be able to do that, or will he? Or will he? Aim, 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 aim. Boom. Beautiful shot. Meanwhile, we have the T-78 right there. By the way, we recently played with T-78, fellas. We recently played with this vehicle. He missed the shot because he did not aim it. And I literally said that in the previous video. You need to aim with a T-78 if you do not want to miss your shots, right? I know. Who could ever expect that you need to aim with a tank? But this is exactly how the things are looking like. One more thing which I want to highlight with this tank, and I believe that's fair. Engine is getting effed very, very, very easily. It is madness how quickly your engine is getting effed from this tank. So yeah, keep this in mind. Okay, this is way better battle than we had before. I believe every single of you can agree with me in this situation. Dead. Very nice. This is exactly what we were looking for. I would love to get extra shot, and I think I am just risking for the biscuit. If I will be dead, I will be dead, but in the same time, at least we can get just tiny touch more involved here. It doesn't really matter, fellas. Victory is victory, and this is as much as we could get. So I said we are going to get roughly 3,000, and you know what? 2,990. Call me dirty, but I think this is pretty good score, and we did everything properly. I think this PP tank deserves one more battle, fellas. I want to believe so. Because that second game was just simply so bad, I think we need to go for other decent round. What do you think? And look at this. We have ace, we have high caliber, once again over 3,000 combined, solid ace, and once again that's always nice and always much appreciated. And we have 1.3 base experience, 2.6 thousand damage, and we made 51,000 profits, which is always nice and always welcome. Let's go for a round number 3. Actually, round number 4, let's go. And we are, fellas, back with a round number 4. So, what do we have here? We have a tier 7, tier 5 matchmaking. Everything is looking fine. What we are going to do, we are going to play on the field because I think this is the best option. Once again, I went into the battle with the Grousers because I think it is better than turbocharger. Although, once again, the gun handling is not as great as it is with ventilation. But look at this speed. This tank is getting quicker. It is accelerating very, very quickly. I am actually surprised how good Grousers are working. Okay, so first things first, what do we want to do? I would say we want to take this position over there. So from here we should be able to start beating the living crap out of Starva, KV1S, whoever will try to make a bit of pressure like so. Wow, this Starva is unspotted in the middle of the field. That's weird. In fact, I think I am being even more aggressive. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, I think I want to be even more aggressive than this. That's fine, doesn't really matter, and here we go. We are in position where we want to play. So, from this position here, we should be able to spot every single gentleman who is playing here, and this is very, very important thing to say, fellas. This is exactly what we want to do. We are loading high explosives for this T-67, and bam! Beautiful hit. Look, this is the position where we want to play. I know this is very, very aggressive opening, but this aggressive opening can work extremely well for us and for our team. Not only we are going to get a lot of assisting damage, right, but in the same time we can farm damage as well. It's not like this position is only for spotting. You can do damage as well, and this situation is working very well for a tier 10 tanks, tier 8 tanks, doesn't really matter. If you are playing here, you are a very humongous pain in the ass for the enemies. And this is exactly what you want to do whenever you are playing the game, fellas. You want to be big pain in the ass for the enemies, simple as this. Meanwhile, I don't really like where this Panzer is sitting at, but I have a feeling we should be able to eliminate him from the game. And once again, one-on-one, he has no chance to win against us, right? We are a higher tier, we have more hit points, and we are feeling relatively well here. But he has some support, and that's not really what I am looking for, unfortunately. I'm afraid of the enemy Arta, and I feel like enemy Arta is already saying, oh, hello. This is what I'm feeling. In this situation, ventilation would work better. I repeat, in this situation, ventilation would work just a bit better for us. Skill, why would you say so? Well then, the main reason why I would say so, because the gun handling is just pretty damn brutal with this tank, if you know what I mean. Yeah, pay attention to the gun handling of this vehicle. Ay, Arta and everyone. Yikes. Okay. This situation did not pay off for us. I thought we are going to feel so much better. I thought it is going to work definitely, even though this is high risk, high reward situation, right? Usually you have some support here. Unfortunately, in this kind of situation, we didn't. And that's fine, fellas. A fail from my side. Looks like game is saying, you know what, Skill, 3 games was more than enough with this tank. And I'm accepting that. Let's see what is the score which we had with this vehicle. So fellas, after 3 games, we have 1.3 thousand damage dealt and 500 assisting damage. Looking into this score, this is not very good, to be fair with you. But after 4th game, it would be even worse than this. I am accepting this, no complaints, no regrets. We have what we have, and once again, we are not cherry picking the games. The biggest problem was that second battle, which kind of made our score to go very, very low, where we did only 300 damage overall. Other than this game, I believe everything would work completely fine and the score would be so much better. But oh well, it is how it is, no complaints, no regrets. Anyways, fellas, thank you very much for watching. I hope you had a great time and I hope you enjoyed yourself, and see you very, very soon. Skill is out for today. Peace!